Hi there, I'm Doseku. Welcome to Megaman 2.5D. Today I have...
DDRKhat.
That's you, Edgar.
Guys!
No, Edgar. No, you're not gonna. Okay, I'll go first then. Peter.
So, what is your placement in this team here, Edgar?
Oh, it's me. I thought we were going to start with Cat.
Oh, we did.
But you didn't know him.
Off to a good start.
Yes, I am Cat. Okay.
Right, well, fuck it. We'll go for me then. So, I'm DDRKhat. My role in the group is mostly, apparently at this point now, public relations guy, really. Beta testing and a little bit of coding where I can actually understand it.
Oh, nice.
I mean, I understand code and stuff, but I came into this particular project a bit too late, so there's lots of code. I'm like, what the fuck is all this doing?
Next is you, Edgar.
Oh, I'm Edgar, the main programmer of the project. I also don't understand half of the code, so don't feel bad about it. Every time I have to modify something, I'm like, what is this code doing? So, yes, main programmer and also beta tester somehow. And that's it, I think.
Alright.
And Peter.
Well, I guess it's my turn then. So I'm Peter, and I'm pretty much responsible for the overall game design and the level design.
Great.
Along with the custom art.
Oh yeah, and the trailer.
Can't forget that custom art.
Yeah.
And for those who haven't figured it out, this is the co-op edition.
Yeah, this is myself and my co-op partner, Gypsy Chew, playing through the game. One of our better runs. It actually reminds me, I'm a little sad this isn't going on my own channel for how well the run went.
It's all good, it's all good.
So, Cat is Megaman, right?
Yes. Yeah, Cat is Megaman and Gypsy is Protoman.
Then. Oh, he does look like a Ninja Turtle. Oh,
yeah.
First time I see Proto like that? Okay.
Yeah, it's the ink effect from the octopus when they spew at you.
I put so much effort in making that work properly and accurately to the original.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was worth it though.
Yeah, it was one of the little bits that I did, and it's like I put so much effort into it for such a small thing.
But it's those little touches that people tend to enjoy.
Yeah. Especially with games like these.
Very true, very true. Now, the game is local co-op from my understanding. It is possible for the one player to play as both characters, but not very easy.
Oh, it is not easy. It is something that Peter does for like the release videos and stuff. How he does it, I still don't get. Because I've sat there and tried, and I've started trying to go through the I suppose you could call it a campaign. But like going through the game as a single player co-op, and I can get through Splash fine. When I start trying to do Starman is where I have
Yeah, well, it's I mean the trick is really to pretty much play one character at a time, most of the time. Pretty much just position the other one, put him in a safe spot.
So that's your pro tip?
Yeah, pro tip for viewers, park the other player.
At some point I tried to add the support for the Xbox controller. So my idea was that you can control the player one with the left stick and the the left trigger and the left button, and the second player with the right stick and the right shoulder button. But that's way too hard.
Oh.
I don't have.
Understood.
I think if you could get that functioning properly, I could have probably done that. That would make my co-op runs a lot easier. Because there's like the Wii U game, there's an Animal Crossing Wii U game where you literally do that when it's you versus other players. When you've got the Wii U controller, it's actually got you controlling two separate like characters that you're controlling, with both the analog sticks and then a button to make them do like the little lunge attack thing.
Oh yeah, I think from Nintendo Land, I think.
Yeah, Nintendo Land.
Huh.
It's a really good little minigame.
I'll check the support for it, but I think it's mostly done if it's not done already. But yeah, I'll give you that option so you have no excuses anymore.
Oh, damn it. The one thing I really do like is that Peter's put so much effort into making full use of the co-op aspect of level design. Because the levels are actually full-on different from the single-player levels, and so they take full use of the fact that there are 2 players in certain segments of the game.
Right. Those are the puzzle sections with the buttons, correct?
Yeah. Also, there's enemies which it's easier to deal with 2 players. Like, I think you will actually see it later in this video. I can't remember if we actually demonstrate it properly, but the Sniper Joe will always focus on the closest enemy. Huh. So you can actually make it that the Sniper Joe exposes himself with his shield of awesomeness,
right,
by having another player stand closer to him, so then he turns his back to a person that can then obviously actually shoot him. Also, bosses that if they're going to shoot anyone or track anyone will also track the closest player. It's like Splash Woman right now is tracking Protoman rather than caring about Megaman.
Yeah, I see that. This is probably the longest boss fight in this game right now with these 2 players, because you guys wreck everybody else from what I've seen.
Yeah, we do pretty well. We've done it a lot. But I mean, it's pretty true of any Mega Man game. Once you get their weaknesses, you can pretty much devastate everyone.
Oh yeah, so now we know what her weakness is.
Well, good players.
That's true, and I presume you're going to weakness order here?
Yeah, we're going to the weakness order here, yeah.
Okay.
It's also worth noting that Splash Woman is probably the easiest boss to memorize the pattern of, because she actually has a predictable pattern that you can memorize and learn, so you can actually learn how to avoid it, whereas all the other bosses have an element of randomness to them.
Except, I think, one of the upcoming ones.
Yeah.
Well, Snake Man is not that random. So you can force him to do.
I don't know. You've got custom code against me on him, so I don't care how much.
I'm sure there's no extra code for it. But yeah, Cat had some trouble with the Snake Man, but he has some random elements, but you can force him to do certain actions.
So is it possible to put them into an infinite loop, as it were? Or stun lock?
Not so much as stun lock, at least I've never found it. If there is a way, I want to know.
No, not a programmed one at least.
Alright.
But it's not that difficult.
There was the unintended stun lock you could do with Starman when he ran out of his weapon energy in version 4.
Oh, yeah.
But
you guys since fixed that.
Yeah, it's now fixed, yeah.
It was just to make him a little bit more challenging.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Intended feature.
We did our best, but the community didn't like it, so we had to change it back.
Yeah.
Aww.
But we have been trying to make the weapons be usable beyond just the master robots, but that's not working so well, I think. Because in one...
At least not at the moment.
Well, for example, you can see in the video, everyone uses pretty much just a splash trident, and no one uses a quick boomerang or the snakes. So ideally I would like for all of them to be usable, but it's really hard to make it.
Well, you can always nerf the tridents, so they're not as OP.
We have already nerfed the trident. It actually already functions weaker than its original counterpart. Because the laser trident, it does. Right now that I'm trying to think about it, I can't remember how different it is, but it has changed a bit. Because the original laser trident does 2 damage, goes through enemies, and inflicts damage to shielded enemies. You see, now that I'm trying to remember, I can't remember if anything. It is nerfed. That was it. One of the changes we have made is it does use more energy. In the original, it took 2 shots per pellet to go down, which would give you 48 shots.
Huh.
No, sorry, 46, because there's 28 pellets that you can see on the screen. Whereas in this, we decided to sort of counteract just how insanely awesome Laser Trident is by making it use 1 energy pellet per shot.
Okay, that one thing that I'm surprised is you guys. Why do you die there?
It's a feature.
It's a feature.
No, the way the segment works, at least in this version of the game, is if you touch the edges of the screen in any fashion, you die. So unfortunately, he went forwards too fast and hit the edge of the screen.
Alright.
We're gonna work on making that not work that way.
I like that. It's like you're too good.
Why didn't you have him right on top of you like you could when you tried that?
Oh wow.
Because it's single player, it's easier to do that because you can't predict where the other player is gonna move.
Yeah. Unless we force them to be like in the same plane at the same time, but that's... Well, we will need to do the same thing over and over just to have those rotations.
Alright.
It is a fun challenge to try and get... I mean, heck, it could even be a goof achievement where you manage to do that segment with just 1 player in the ship. It'd be pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
Have you guys implemented any achievements yet?
We've worked on a few.
Yeah, a few.
Yeah.
We've taken one back out, I remember. I can't remember which one it was now, because we got rid of it quite a while ago. But there was an achievement that we thought would be a funny idea, and then it just didn't work out.
Yeah, we have like 6 achievements right now, I think.
Things like that, yeah. It's been a while since I've looked at the achievement screen.
Yeah.
Kind of more focused on everything else, like the stage testing and such at the moment.
Yeah, and I just give myself on the robots.
But I think when we put out the first couple of releases, the achievements were more like beat the stage under a certain
time and certain amount of jumps.
More like stuff like that. But now we've done them more like maybe you have to find certain like hidden rooms and stuff like that. And that it's more about exploring the stages and stuff like that instead of just rushing through the stages. But I don't know. I mean, we might bring in some of those achievements again too.
Oh, look at them holding hands.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Well, for the timed ones, you can always bring in a speedrunner and see how fast they do it, then set that as the achievement time.
I did start doing that with theoretical times way back in version 2 when I joined the team, and it was going to change now with some of the little fundamental changes that are happening in the background. They're like small things that players shouldn't notice, but it's enough to affect the game. Especially with obviously new weapons and such, you'll be able to clear certain screens faster or slower with different weapons.
Oh.
And well, think about it. Laser Trident just destroys everything. So. And I did theorize. Like in my little test runs, I managed to do. Oh, that was unfortunate. Shadow Man. I think it was the single-player Shadow Man. I managed to complete in I think around a 2-minute mark. Like going as fast as possible, like sliding as fast as you can, using all the shortcuts, not missing any shots, all that kind of stuff. You know, really pulling all the stops.
I think we try to aim for like 3.5 minutes of average gameplay in a single-player mode. I don't know, Peter knows more about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's slightly longer than the original stages, but not by a whole lot, really. At least not the single-player levels. Of course, if you look at the co-op stages, then they are a lot longer in our game compared to the single-player stages.
Right.
I mean, they can take their time, or sometimes they drop, or they fall down, or they die. So yeah, that takes way more time. But we need 2 very good speedrunners to check the fastest times for co-op exclusively.
Alright, that makes sense,
It'd be something I'd be quite interested in seeing, is just 2 very good players speedrun this. That'd be kind of amusing.
Yeah.
Like when they finally got some really, really good speedrunners to go on video and beat Battletoads. That was amazing to watch.
I gotta look that one up. I haven't seen that one.
I think it was a HDQ, I think.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, here's the difference that you didn't notice about in the Sphinx fight, Doseku.
Yep.
Is that, you know, in the single player there isn't a platform for you to just stand and manage to get those shots. You have to use your partner to do them.
Right, I see that. That's noticeable. I did finally kill that guy after... God, after so long.
So many attempts.
Yeah, you were there.
Yeah, I do remember. It was fun.
He used to be easier, but we had to change the difficulty a bit.
So you made it harder. Okay.
Well, if we can get it working properly, it's also going to be a bit more random as well. Because at the moment, like in this video, he only ever fires twice, I'm pretty sure. Like sometimes once. Whereas that's just his code not working as intended. He is supposed to fire a random amount of shots. A maximum of 4 shots, so you need to just try and feel out how many shots he's taking.
But that's not the bug. That's the beauty of random. It can give us 2 shots for the next 100 years. It still counts as random.
It's a feature.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. So do you guys have any plans to put any dock robots into this mess?
Somewhat robots.
Dock robots. Like from Mega Man 3, where it's
Oh, double death.
Yeah, fuck, where's it? You know, it's like in Mega Man 3 after you beat the first 4 bosses, then you can revisit the stages to go up against robots that actually have the armaments, personalities of the other robot masters from previous games.
Yeah, that was really cool. I don't think that's something that we're going to do, just because there's already so much stuff that we need to do. So I think we're gonna have to just focus on that, really.
Alright. I do have another question. Do you guys have a plan for a sequel after this, depending on the reception of the game's final release?
Good question.
Not a plan yet. I'm not saying it won't happen, but it's not a plan yet.
I mean, anything is possible, but personally, I'd like to work on something else, at least for a while.
Alright.
So like 4 years of on and off development. Yeah, we do want to try something new, but you never know. There are some ideas that we haven't implemented yet that could be good.
What I could say is, like, even when we're finished with this game, I mean, you can always improve stuff. Maybe add a challenge level, stuff like that. You know, maybe just come back to it, put out another minor release, fix some bugs, you know, stuff like that. I can definitely see that happening.
Like Megaman Unlimited, I think, is adding more stuff to the game. They added the Mega Buster, and they are adding now.
Yeah, and they're putting out a new version.
I think the
soon,
Omega
actually,
Bot for the bosses, which are even harder now.
So is your next project going to be Battletoads 2.5D?
That sounds
Oh god. It'll just be based on the bike race part from Battletoads.
Yeah, the one where you can't do it in co-op because the second player has to die.
No, we have this makes in a way, so we just need to improve those.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Cool work.
Oh, poor Pharaoh, man. I feel bad for him every time I destroy him like this.
Yeah, he deserves a better fight than that. But the point with...
But I mean, even in the originals, he puts up a meh fight.
Yeah. But we also had to change the behavior of the Star Shield a little bit, because we found it was a little bit boring. So in our version, it drains your energy, but it's not a full shield. You can still get hit if if a projectile goes through the stars or between the spaces between the stars. But other than that, it's a super powerful weapon that destroys a lot of enemies.
Yeah, I do like it. It's like a nice mix of the Diamond Satellite from Mega Man 9 and the Bubble Shield from Mega Man 10. Because that was one thing that annoyed me going into Mega Man 10 is that the shield weapon just seems so weak in terms of trying to actually protect you.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, and at some point we already had another shield weapon, so we didn't want to repeat the same thing twice.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I get that.
So we know some people don't really like those changes, but I think this one is for the best.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it still works pretty well. Ultimately, the shield is still incredibly strong, and it just has a very because I think the actual like energy depletion is pretty slow. I could probably go about half a stage without that running out on me.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yes, and it's very, very powerful, I think. So it has a...
Well, yeah, I mean, it does multi-hit. It can just keep hitting enemies. It's pretty strong. Because that's actually one thing it has over the Diamond Satellite, actually, is Diamond Satellite, if it didn't kill the enemy in one hit, it would the shield wore off.
Huh.
Oh.
You always learn new stuff when you're working on these Megaman games.
Oh yeah.
That makes sense, makes sense. So, are you guys going to have any, like, Easter eggs where you can reskin this shield into be like the Starman stuff from Mario?
So, that's up to Peter.
You could probably do that just by editing the files.
All the meshes, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you'd have to find a way to, like, compile it yourself or compress it or whatever, but you could modify it.
Ah.
I mean, the Splash Woman music in this video isn't actually in any version of the public game. It was a remix I came across that I liked, so I just sort of like, oh, I'll put it into the game myself.
Well, we tried once with to work with Quickman. We tried to go for the 16-bit style, but on 16-bit it has way more frames per animation, so it did look a little bit weird, but. It is possible to change this into a 16-bit mode, but that's more up to Peter.
I think that to make a mode like that and you know make it look really good, you'd really have to build it from scratch. I think.
Yeah, that sounds like too much effort.
For it to really be worth it. I mean,
especially Megaman, since I don't know, the 16-bit version of Megaman is the one from Megaman 7, and he does behave different, and it's bigger than the NES version.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it wouldn't mesh. I get that. Alright. You guys haven't died yet here, which is good. At least. Oh.
You just jinxed it, didn't you? You just had to jinx it.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't know what was gonna happen.
My favorite is still with during the spaceship part, where it's like, you're too good, here's your reward.
Yeah.
Like when it just like went too far ahead.
It's a life lesson.
What also happens if you go up?
Yeah.
Oh, you also die.
Sorry?
Yeah, remember when...
Yeah, you could kill yourself off the top of the screen. At least in the version that's out at the moment. We're gonna work on that, but still. At the moment, don't go off the top of the screen. Just stay perfectly within play.
Yeah.
Just makes me think of like one of those amusement park like warnings. Please keep your hands and feet within the vehicle at all times.
We still add more of those. Like in the lava raft, where we have this small sign that says you have to jump here. That I didn't even notice it at first. Peter had to tell me, like, oh, did you notice that one? Like, oh yeah, you're right. But we could try to add like more of those signs all over the place, like on the spaceships. Don't go up, don't go down, don't go back, don't go forward.
Yeah, just signs everywhere. That's good. Good
Space
design.
signs, yeah.
It would fit have a little floating space sign, you know.
Space point.
You can have one that says "Eat at Autos."
Yeah.
Or an annoying voice saying you go down, down, up, up, left, left.
No, no.
Or make it Space Channel 9.
Jump, jump.
A dance off?
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Now you've given them the ideas.
So this is the Battletoads
Yeah.
segment.
It's a part that not a lot of people have seen.
I'm so glad that Johan managed to improve this segment. The actual movement on the Snakey is so different now to its earlier counterpart. If you made there was a point with the orange Snakey where there was spikes to the left and you had to run to the right. If at any point you stopped letting go of right, you were dead. Straight up dead. You could not keep away from it. You could only just make that run. But now you can make small mistakes and still get away with it. It's really good. Johan worked really hard on giving it that feel.
Huh.
Yeah, there are a lot of small inconsistencies between real physics and Megaman physics. Sometimes I don't even notice that there is an error because it makes sense in a physical point of view. But then they're like, no, but it doesn't feel good. Like, yeah, you're right. We have to make this a little bit more illogical.
Yeah. Game logic.
Well, that helps for some points, you know. Nothing can be too realistic.
Especially not Mega.
No.
Is that a challenge?
Or imagine realistic Mega Man. Nah.
You can. It's if you remember the box art for the first Mega Man game, that's it. At least for the American release.
God.
It was still really good that Peter did like a parody of that for 2.5D. It was good.
Oh yeah. That's gotta be the official box art.
Make it so. Alright, so we're here at I don't think I've ever seen this level in co-op. I know I've seen the other ones, so this would probably be new to me for the most part.
Yeah, this is Shadow Man. This is the very first co-op stage. This was the very first stage ever made for 2.5D, actually.
Yeah. So because of that, it also ended up being the longest stage. Actually, because it's pretty much after we had built this that we realized that it's too long. I mean, it was fine when we released the first version of the game, because that version only had that stage. But now when you're supposed to get through like 6 stages now, having one stage that is, well, I think is it around like 7 minutes or something? It's too much.
Yeah, I think the actual our fastest sort of average time on this stage is about 4.5 to 5 minutes.
Dang.
That's like no mistakes and the mini boss being very nice.
Yeah. So, I mean, we might actually. Sorry.
The large part of that sort of long time is the lava raft segment. I think really, because you just can't control it and move yourself faster. You'll see it in a bit when we get to it. And I wouldn't change it. Honestly, I enjoy that lava raft segment. I mean, I've died so much to it and got frustrated with it, sure. But I still love it to bits. It's just really quite unique. Because I think I only recently sort of noticed it in the last couple of months of working with you guys, that I hadn't really realised just what it was parodying. It just kind of fit in the game. I didn't realise that it was parodying the Mario games, with the lava stages in the Bowser castles.
Huh. Alright, so I have a question. Did that snake mini-boss have any other attacks? Because you guys killed him less than 10 seconds.
Yes. Normally we don't kill him that fast. That's like the second time we've ever managed to kill him that fast. He does pop out from the lava and spew fire at you, or if he pops out from the lava, he'll jump over a gap and his body will curl in against you and hit you that way. Or if he pops out from one of the cylinder, from the left or the right cylinder, he'll spew fire into the stage and then run into the middle cylinder.
Okay.
Normally he does not go that fast, but if you're lucky, he just goes straight into the I'm gonna float through the stage and then you can kill him nice.
That makes a lot of sense.
See, this segment right now doesn't look like it's all that dangerous. It's just some split platforming. When you don't realise there's raising lava,
what?
Sure, there is raising lava right now, but we're so good, you don't notice it. The first time I was playing this game with my friend and we saw rising lava straight from the start, we're like, oh my god!
Yeah. Yeah, if you know what you're doing, you're fine, but there's not a lot of room for error.
Huh.
Maybe we should make it faster in hard mode.
Yeah, sure.
You could add you could add some skelefish into this, a little pond there, so add some life.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They don't do anything, just add just little like animations, little skelefish swimming around. That's all you get to.
I just still love that little parody of Sonic.
I thought that was from Mega Man 8 or Mega Man Bass.
I don't know. The only sort of game that I really recall it from is the
sign is pretty much lifted straight from Sonic Generations. The style and everything. You can go to that game and check it out, and it's just the exact same pretty much. But yeah, I really liked it and decided to just.
We are missing the jump sound effect, by the way. So next time you see it, you will have to say jump, 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 so you know what to do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, get a Mega Man equivalent of the Omochao in. Yeah.
At least it isn't
That's just what Mega Man needs. Ooh. There you go, there's a good... Yeah, I forgot which button was shoot, which was jump there. I felt so stupid for that. That's why I shot instead of sliding. I don't even know how.
I'm still wondering.
But here you go, here's a good question.
I'm still wondering if that second pipe there is just too much. If that should be, like, just in hard mode.
It could be a spot where you have to jump over it.
Yeah, I'm thinking that just that second pipe there is too much for normal, and considering how long this segment is, but
we'll see. We'll take a look at it.
Yeah.
There's a good question for the internet to debate though. Which is the more annoying sidekick, Omochao or Navi? There you go.
Well, Navi only shows up in one game too if you count Majora's Mask, technically, sort of.
Sort of, yeah.
But in terms of like how annoying they are in their existence, though, that's what you'd have to really weigh on.
I think.
And this segment right here, fuck those spikes.
Oh, yeah. And you know that, if you die on them, it's
it's all the way back to the start of all of the lava off. There is no checkpoint that entire time.
Dang.
It is brutal.
Yeah,
but I don't know why people don't use the fact that if you get hit, you have certain invincibility period, but people usually don't use it. It's a huge advantage that you can use.
Yeah, just take a shot, jump against the spikes, and just say, fuck it, cleared the hole.
I think even in Mega Man 5 you can do the same thing. There's a section with a lot of spikes and the spice mets. So I think that's intended for you to get hit and then go through the spikes.
Yeah. I think only Mega Man 1 you can't do that, because in Mega Man 1 if you ever touched the spike you died, even if you were invincible. Really? I think literally since number 2 you were able to take a hit and you could go on spikes.
See, I learned something new about Mega Man today.
That might be because Mega Man 1 was intended to be an arcade game, a Vice console.
It was also programmed in 6 months.
Dang. Well, Nintendo games could be developed that fast back then. It's nothing like it is nowadays.
Yeah, true. Well, but it's also a very short game, I think. 6 bosses, just like what we have right now, and tons of bugs and glitches.
Oh crap! You guys put this in co-op?
Yeah.
Of course. Just you wait. This is the easy part.
Yeah, this is the easy bit.
Wow. Alright.
It's nice to finally see some video of someone playing the co-op sections, because there are some parts that I never played because my laptop is not that good to run the game at full speed with 2 players, and I am not that good to play by myself. So I usually only play the single player stages. But this looks good.
Yeah, looks alright,
I'll tell you what, if you thought the single player version was unforgiving, Just have a co-op partner that might not be quite as up to par on Mega Man as you are, and then
I can imagine that. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the really, really large hurdle of the co-op is if you don't have like a friend that you know that really plays Mega Man games, then you either have to like make a friend of yours that might be interested, good at the game, or you kind of just aren't going to play co-op.
There's an easy one to find new friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is like the test.
Can you Mega Man with me? If not, you're not my friend.
But I hope that once we get the easy mode going, things will. I mean, it will get a bit more accessible.
And if you get really mad at one of your friends, we also will have the versus mode. You can kill him.
Oh yeah.
Wait, isn't that what you already have with Team Attack?
No. Friendly fire is just a if you want to make it a bit more interesting or harder on yourself. We're literally working on an actual versus like deathmatch mode.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, so we are bringing some stages from games or Robot Masters that we did not include in the final version for whatever reason, but that we think they look good or they are fan favorites. We are bringing them back for the versus mode at least.
Are any of them going to come from the Big Man DOS games?
Oh, no.
We don't speak of those games.
I didn't actually know of those games until like a couple of months ago, I think. And it was interesting to discover them.
I never even knew about them, and I was raised on the kind of platforms that was made for.
Yeah, me too.
I would find the ROM of those games and play them. They can be that bad, right?
No, you don't.
Just save
Not
yourself
really.
some pain. No.
Just go on YouTube, you'll find it. It's just like playing the game.
Oh, this segment got changed as well a little bit. Where those two spikes are, we actually raised that a little bit because, oh my god, that used to be such a tight jump before.
Oh, alright, that makes sense.
Although we could bring that back for hard mode, possibly.
Yeah, for hard mode, bring it back down again.
Yeah.
Here you go, for all you purists, just see how many bullets you sweat when you have to make this fucking jump twice.
No, you call it hardcore mode, so you think this was hard, try this!
Oh.
And then you turn to I want to be the guy.
Yeah, here we go, yeah. So, here's a good example. If you watch the Sniper Joe really closely,
yes.
He's focusing obviously on the players, and now that I've just gone past, he turned around, which left him open for the Protoman.
That's not fair. There is no honor in that.
Now I noticed the mini-boss isn't here.
No, there's no big Octo mini-boss for the co-op stage.
Oh.
We had it in first, but then eventually took it out because this stage was just too hard as is. So we just, it's a shame because I like the boss itself, but it was too much.
Especially for some people it was already too hard to make the lasers and the Joku blocks. We were like, no, that's too much. And I kind of agree, but...
Yeah.
It made sense for us because we are adding the Time Man weapon, Time Slow. So both of those are affected by time.
Right.
So it made sense to us.
And speaking of Time Man, there he is. Well, that's the end of the game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and thanks for joining me.
Yep, thanks a lot for having us again.
Yeah.
And no problem.
Thanks.